Welcome back to WTFodcast. My name is Steve from WTFAnime. With me, as always, is Ladyducky, KriticalSkeptic, and Ghost. We are here after a short break off. We kind of needed some time. Ducky was, of course, recharging with her family. We all kind of needed a little bit of an individual recharge. But here we are, back with you for episode 16, Halloween. Ooh, the spooky season. Whoa.
Spoopy.
So, I wanted to, on this episode, I wanted to get with you guys on Halloween memories, and the reason being is I am desperate to get out of something at work, and it's not work related. I'm going to use my work as a convenient excuse for me to get out of it. My daughter has taken to sitting there and wanting to do this thing called trunk or treat, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this concept. When I was a kid, we would go up to strangers' doors, knock on the doors like little assholes we were, and like get candy. Well, these people decide to park in a parking lot. They'll open up the trunks on their cars, which are decorated. Ooh. And
on easy mode,
and then the
haunted van,
and then the kids, the haunted white van that says free candy on the side, and then these little kids go from
one day a year. It's okay to walk up to strangers' cars
and get candy, but the kids sit there and they'll literally walk like 4 feet from trunk to trunk to trunk to get friggin' candy.
You just have to burn some fucking calories to get your candy.
We did this last year, and I hated every minute of it. And it was because there's like 100+ cars parked there, which, okay, kid gets a good haul. But, like, these are people sitting in lawn chairs behind their vehicles. And it's like, when
you're not decorating your house, you're taking the lazy way out. The kids aren't getting any goddamn exercise. And it nullifies 50% of the fun, because 50% of the fun was rolling the dice every weirdo's door you knocked on to get that candy. There was a thrill as a kid being afraid of knocking on a stranger's fucking door and getting some fucking candy.
Well, and
then
not only that,
all the bullshit you did and got into throughout the neighborhood
it's
on your journey for said candy? Nah.
There was also a thrill rolling the dice of, are these people actually home?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then you hit the
lights off and no decorations, but
well, and then you'd hit the houses like mine, where I would sit there and I would convert part of my garage all the way up till part of my living room into a haunted house for the kids to walk through. So it's like, okay, you can either walk through the haunted house and earn your candy, or I can give you the sit there and the cheap, easy, free candy now. And the thing is, when I say earn the candy, if you walked through my haunted house, you got a full-sized bar. I was that house where if you walked through my haunted house, instead of getting the fun-sized bar, I'd give you a full-size candy bar.
Most of us, when I was a kid, there was a guy three houses down from me. Every year, their dad would dress up in a really good full-body costume, whatever could completely hide and conceal him, and he'd hide in the props and decorations on the property and burst out and scare the ever-living shit out of you. I mean, one year he wrapped his body from head to toe in fucking gauze from the hospital, dirtied it all up, bloodied it all up. He was amidst other mummies and zombies, and he was on the porch, and whenever you'd get near the bowl of candy, he'd pop up and lunge at you. Another year, he's like a werewolf hiding in a pile of leaves and bushes in the yard. Like, the guy just was always pulling off some fucking cool shit.
When I was growing up,
scary houses were fun.
When I was growing up, we had a guy who would always dress up in a full-size scarecrow costume, and he'd be holding the candy bowl in his lap. So, and then like you'd reach in and go, and so you know, cheap, easy scare. But you know, it watching how we did the trunk or treat thing, it took the allure.
In the daytime, every house to get candy from is 2 feet from the next one.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. And yet, you know, he was my grandson was having a blast. My daughter was like, "This is so much fun." And I'm like,
it's like going to 7-Eleven to get your groceries.
It just
raise my hand.
Oh god damn it. Yeah. Yes, Ducky.
I got to raise my hand. It's back in the past, I remember when, growing up and my mom was handing out candy and there'd be hundreds of kids that would show up. Hell, we would run out of candy. Now, with, Ghost and me living in a house now, we get maybe 3 people showing up. Like, kids don't really, it almost feels like kids don't really go out in the neighborhood to get candy.
Cul-de-sac.
So,
and are you decorating and lighting up the yard?
it's lit up. We have it. Like, basically, sometimes you don't even have to decorate your house. If you have the lights on, kids will come.
Rarely.
So I just feel like I don't know if it's dying out. Like, a lot of times, I go to my dad's house. I'm like, so is there a lot of trick or treaters in your neighborhood? And he's like, no.
Around here,
it just seems
it is
like it's dying out.
It's a lot different than when I was a kid and everyone was on foot and on bikes and walking with groups of family or friends. It's done a little different in my neighborhood, but it's done by just as many kids as where I grew up as a kid. And this is many years down the line, so I've also asked myself, as some holidays are kind of dying out, it feels like.
This conversation just occurred to me. It's actually in line with something we were talking about. Emma and I were talking. Ducky were talking about yesterday. Is malls are the same way? They're dying out.
Yeah.
Well,
certain
nobody
things
goes
in our
to malls
culture we
anymore.
grew up with as staples are going the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah. I blame.
Trick or treating isn't. It's just evolved. I don't like that some of it's evolving into trunk or treat.
I partly blame malls for that, though, is because I remember near the when my eldest was starting to get out of doing the whole trick-or-treating thing, because she was starting to go off and go do parties and stuff like that with her friends. Like, most people were heading down to the malls to trick-or-treat. So I partly blame the malls for this, is because to me it feels like they started something, and I don't necessarily approve of the way it started like that.
Yeah. I see where your head's at. I don't think that's necessarily a correlation, or I don't even think it's causation. You know what I mean? I see where you're going with that, but the point that I was trying to make is, I personally think it's the same. They're both dying out for the same reason. Look at Amazon, right? It's basically taking the job.
Nobody wants to leave home. Everyone wants to do everything the easiest way possible.
Everyone wants to do the easiest thing possible.
Which is probably why trunk or treat is picking up.
This trunk or treat issue, and it is just that, an issue. It just promotes laziness in children. It just promotes, it's easy to get what you want without the effort.
So ironically, people around here do it in kind of a lazy way, but they still get out, dress up in costumes, and go door to door.
Yeah.
Around here, VFW will get, they got people that'll loan out tractors, trailers, etc. So sometimes they'll load up the deuce and a halves that they have up there with people and kids and drive them around the neighborhood to go trick-or-treating. And then they'll normally get 1 or 2 tractors on loan and pull the longest damn farm or yard trailer around, filled with hay bales and kids and shit. Mm-hmm. And that thing's rolling around the neighborhood at 5 miles an hour. Big old John Deere pulling a hay bale friggin' ride for trick-or-treating, which has a very October-y vibe to it, has a harvest season vibe to it. It fits. It makes sense. It's coming from a fucking small town. Well, and some people would do that shit out there, and even the local farmers market made a big deal out of doing stuff like that. And then everybody else around here, shit ton of people own golf carts and four-wheelers, so they'll take the whole family out on those things and put them on the carts or tow a trailer behind a four-wheeler.
We have that up here too. I mean, a lot of our neighborhoods doing that, which is great.
We did see one drive around.
Well, the thing is I offered to take them to the local corn maze up here, because there's a corn maze, and then they've got the hay rides and the whole 9 yards. And I was like, okay, let's do this in real style, the same way that it was when I was growing up. We'll go down to the corn maze, we'll go through the corn maze, and then we'll sit there and we'll do the hay ride, and then we'll go to the pumpkin patch and pick pumpkins. And totally not into it. Just, no, that doesn't sound fun. I'm sorry, corn mazes are that's a Halloween staple. You sit there and you run around. Yeah, you run around in the maze, and then after you get done in the maze, you go jump on the hay ride, get the shit scared out of you on the hay ride, but then you get, candied apple or something like that coming off the hay ride. I don't know, maybe I'm being way too Midwestern country right now, but honestly, this is the same shit that was in Virginia, up in Canada.
I think country-style Halloween is the better variety, because it was more oriented towards a harvest season, fall season. The more country located you were, the more you knew you're going to get fucking snowed in soon. Life was going to get colder, days were going to get shorter, shit was going to get more uncomfortable, not as fun. The snow might keep you from going outside as much. So I do think, you know, in certain areas, people don't go to attractions and malls as much for entertainment as they make entertainment in their small fucking town. And I don't know. To me, that always felt more like a traditional Halloween. And you're right. It sounds a little old school or a little out in the sticks, but I think that holiday is best symbolized with those small sort of old school celebrations and just...
It's more about how you raise your kids. Me for one, I wasn't necessarily raised in the sticks. I was raised in the desert, but at the end of the day, my folks made the effort to take me to experience these things. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm not in the same generation as you guys, as you two were, but I was raised similarly to you guys in that regard.
Watch out, whippersnapper, Gen X.
They made an effort to actually, you know, have me experience those same things. You know, because they cared about
I think
my experiences.
I think the Gen X and the millennial experience is definitely very similar, as opposed to the Gen Z experience of my daughters.
Honestly, I was making a joke on that, but there is some correlation right there.
There's correlation, but
we were a little bit more latchkey, free range kids.
I wasn't necessarily raised the same way most millennials were. I was kind of raised in solitude, away from that bullshit. So, which is why I relate to you guys more often than not, honestly.
You were raised in the darkness.
So
you merely adopted it.
So I've got to ask though, like, do you remember your first Halloween costume?
I do. I do.
Okay.
It was stupid, but
I will. Well, here's the thing. I will embarrass myself first. All right, I will be the first cannon fodder. The first Halloween costume that I can really remember and think back to was when I was like, oh god, I must have been like 4 or 5 years old, but it was Clifford the Big Red Dog. My mom hand sewed this fur, like red fur onesie with like the hood and the ears, and then she painted my nose black and put little whiskers on me like a dog. And Clifford the Big Red Dog was the very first Halloween costume I can ever think of, and that I went trick-or-treating in. You know, and I'll name some others as we get along here, because I remember a lot of them coming back into my head, but like that's the first one that I can really think of where like I got dressed up and, you know, I was in that costume and that's what I was. So like what was yours, Ghost?
I was Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
Oh, nice pick. Nice pick.
There are pictures of this. Yeah, I had
focus.
I had jeans and a jean jacket with a red t-shirt, and that's just it. Is because I watched those movies a lot when I was real little. Yeah, that was my pick.
I should do Doc Brown. It's hard to pull off.
You know, you mention you sit there and you mention Marty McFly, and so here's some of the others that I remember, and maybe this will jog memories in other people's brains and whatnot. So there was one year where my sister went as Xena, warrior princess. Her friend was Callista from Xena, warrior princess. And I went as Aeolus from Hercules.
Not Kevin Sorbo, Hercules, but Aeolus, the sidekick.
Yes.
Okay.
I liked Aeolus better than I liked Hercules. I liked Aeolus better.
Kevin Sorbo was kind of a... I hate to
he's
say
still
this,
a dick.
Terrible actor.
Yeah, he's still a dick. And then there was another year where
Here
my
I am
sister,
in my spare room shitting on guys less talented and more successful than myself, like a bitter old piece of shit that I am.
all right,
Loved you in Andromeda, Kevin Sorbo. Loved you in Andromeda, man.
but here's the thing: is there was another year where it was me, my sister, her friend, and my friend Sean, and we all did a group cosplay, and we all went as Men in Black.
Ha!
Oh,
that's
cool.
cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's
some
cool.
cool stuff.
Yep.
Ghost, where are you filming from? Fucking Soviet Russia? You're coming in at 200 frames, like 200 FPS. Like, what the fuck is this?
It just looks that way on your end. It's recording in HD on his.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Blurrier than shit for like 5-10 minutes.
Don't worry, it'll be fine on my end.
It's driving me fucking nuts.
But like
every time I look over at him, it's like he's fucking redacted.
But it's
you do not approve of camera quality, Tovreishi.
Hey, listen, in Soviet Russia, camera quality is you. All right.
Everyone has same bandwidth in Soviet
They
Russia.
say beauty is an eye of beholder. You, sir, are pretty ugly if you see ugliness.
You just got 100 megabyte down. Latest technology.
So, listen, we just upgraded for 56K baud modem. It's fine. So, but like, we had some really cool ones, and then when I got into university, we got really fun and creative because we did one time. This was me and a group of friends. We all went as the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So
That's so neat.
my buddy, big dude, 6'5", big red beard and whatnot, went as War. So he had skulls all over him, wore a chainmail top and whatnot.
Sick.
One of our friends, she sat there and she was famine, so she was already like a twig in the first place. So like
she was all gaunt. And
yeah,
frail.
and then another one of our friends was pestilence, so like painted green and stuck on little bugs and whatnot. And then I did death. And so what I did was I went and got this huge black cloak and I had a friend make a gigantic scythe for me. And then I got a faceless mask and I got on drywall stilts with that robe on and was just like this huge, menacing, like, black figure in this huge robe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so, like, you know, these were...
I wish I would have thought of something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like, this is just a sample, which is why I was like, what was you guys' experience with Halloween costumes? What did you do? What did you know... Like, we had fun with it. So...
Like, mine, for example, it was pretty basic. Like, for, like, when I was really young, I mean, I remember my mom getting, like, a bed sheet and just cutting holes out and there you're a ghost. Or,
Damn.
like...
Damn, Charlie Brown.
I thought you were
Yeah.
I hear
like
that's pretty
drug
frowned
lord
upon
costumes.
these days.
Like the CVS costumes where it's just like a plastic mask and like some crap cloth all over.
Ducky
But
grew up in
when
the
I got-
South, and
Wait,
her
wait.
mom cut holes in a white sheet for her.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
It's all right, sweetie. I know what I'm doing. It's not my first rodeo.
But my thing is also think about the difference that kids are growing up with the quality of costumes that they're getting now. We had like Party City.
Jesus Christ, if you watch what fucking young cosplayers are nowadays, I remember when I went to a couple of conventions with some friends in high school, the B-rate shit grade American cosplay was beautiful. They tried so hard, but they could never get it right, even when they were trying. And then people that did it overseas, they did it like professional fucking, like, you know, monster makeup artists and shit.
Well,
And they came in with, like, high-end costumes. Nowadays, if you see cosplayers online, they look like they're not far off from the age of most of the people I knew when that was a common interest, you know, high school and fresh out of. And I'm just wondering, I'm like, how the fuck are you not 35 to learn how to and afford all of the shit you need to make this pro level costume?
Well, it's not just that. It's also like places like Spirit Halloween have like changed the name of the game when it comes to even just basic like kids costumes nowadays. I mean, look at
It's come a long way from the hard plastic mask and the crappy pullover fucking whatever costume that all look the same with different colors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, the thing is like, whether you had like the basic like fairy princess back when you were a kid, or like, Clanny the ghost over there with Ducky, it all depends on the
Clanny the ghost.
Can I say there's this one costume, like I was gonna be a puppy, and
kind of like my Clifford.
I put my hair in pigtails to make the ears, and then I think I had like a brown shirt and like a tail, and I was sick that Halloween, so I couldn't wear it. But I really wanted to wear that costume, so it was like a school day, and I was waiting for my sister to come home from school, so I wore the puppy outfit. And I waited outside her bus stop, and I was like, doing this, jumping up and down, excited to see her get off the bus, and she was so freaking embarrassed, like she was running down back to her house, and a fucking puppy was chasing her. She was so pissed. Yeah, I wanted to wear my costume, damn it. So I did.
So ironically, I did Conan the Barbarian. However, it was at a point in my life where I was the scrawniest I'd ever been. Not lean and muscly, not thick and big, but my scrawny phase. Conan the fucking Barbarian. And I mean, I committed. Now, if you remember the first Conan movie, costume didn't really entail much. It was pretty much a fucking animal fur loincloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, me in an animal fur loincloth with a fur headband and a fucking axe on my back. And I mean, fucking scrawny.
Have you ever read the Discworld novels?
I don't even know what that is. I'm probably glad.
No, there's just a character from them that you would have actually dead-ass fitted for with that. But it's just one of those things, though, like, I don't know, the schools I went to never encouraged the kids to, like, actually dress up on Halloween. They were always like, save that for when you get home, like, don't bring it here.
In middle school, I think it was pretty common that most of the school came in costumes, but yeah, beyond middle school, like...
Well, I mean,
I never got to in school.
Even like my primary and my my middle schools, they never encouraged that. They never wanted you to sit there, and they never wanted you to get in like costume and come in or whatnot. And the teachers were even frowned upon for like being like Happy Halloween, and it's not because of like we can't have that in school. It was more like our administration was always like you're there to learn. You're going to learn today.
So, good on them, at
least.
In
California, it was a little different. So, and I mean, again, yeah, I was in a different generation than you as well, but that's just it is fucking... When I was in high school, the group the ISP that I was a part of, obviously we had weekly meetups. So, there, one of my very first, girlfriends later on, stemmed from this exact situation. They were very lenient about that with where the ISP I was a part of in that sense. So they had all kinds of costume holidays throughout the year. One of which was like the Nerd Day, basically, where you geeked out, like you went full geek. You know what I mean? I didn't necessarily take part in it because I didn't give a shit. But some of the people took that a little too far. One of them went. Again, one of my first girlfriends at that point in time went sexy geek and really went all out with that one. It's like, this is high school. I wasn't complaining, but in hindsight, I'm sitting there like, this isn't right.
I just, and when my daughters were younger, they would encourage them to dress up and whatnot to go to school. one year, my youngest daughter went as Raven. And so, like, I mean, I went all out on that. I'll have to show you guys a photo of that later. I'm not showing the podcast a photo of my daughter, but, like, we
Titans Raven?
Yes.
Nice.
Like, we went all out for that costume and everything like that. She looked great. My eldest daughter, she sat there and she went as Carmen. So, like, Carmen Sandiego. So, like, you know, we got the bright yellow fucking jacket and whole 9 yards. Like, she looked great. It was fantastic. I loved it. And, you know, but I feel like, you know, now with my daughter and my grandson and everything like that, and God, do I sound old on this fucking podcast. I promise you guys I'm only 45. But the thing is like, she sat there and, like, for his Halloween costume, he's going as, like, Lightning McQueen. So she got him like this. She got him this, like, onesie jumper thing, and I'm like,
Aww.
Okay, you know, yeah, that's cool.
Oh, no.
But now we're going to, like, you know, you're gonna go take him trunk or treating, which basically entails him not going very far. So, like, it just, I don't know what it is, but it just. It seems to be hitting different than...
The spirit of Halloween is dying.
It's not necessarily dying, and it's not necessarily over-commercialized. It's just, like, the expectations have hit such a low bar that it feels disappointing. Does that make any sense?
Well, yes, but
I feel like
that's
it's
what...
dying.
I think that's akin to it dying.
It's
like,
dying for
the
us.
magic was
throws.
back when I feel like the magic was so
Yes.
strong when we were kids.
Look,
like,
it
everyone
wasn't
was
made
out.
before
Everyone's
that.
trick-or-treating. It was a lot going on. That
It was
was
an
magic.
experience
Now
to behold.
it feels like it's diminishing.
Old trick-or-treating times when we were younger, when we were a little older, those fucking Halloween parties, fucking raging keggers with everyone in costumes.
Yeah.
Fucking the times where we got a little older and there'd be, like, festive bar hops and big events downtown shit.
Bar crawls.
You know, there was just a lot more that we were I think the young still have the same opportunity for the same experience, and as parents, we owe them more than this trunk or treat bullshit.
Yeah. And that's where this circles back to what I was saying before with it's up to the parents. The kids are kind of being failed by their
Keep
parents.
your traditions alive for them. The places to facilitate them are still around. I know a place. It's
Steve, you said it
sandwiched between
yourself
two
earlier.
areas that are getting fucking developed. Down towards 50 off 419, there's like a cut through you can avoid some traffic on. And there's an area that farms over there. Like I said, it's getting encroached on by society in all directions, but there's one big old field, and they do grow pumpkins and gourds this time of year. And they have a pumpkin patch special pre-Halloween every year. And the last few years, they didn't really grow corn commercially, but they planted corn in one of their side backup fields, little fields, to make a fucking corn maze. Even around here, Seminole County does not have a lot of green areas left. And it's still, the experience is still here if you go looking for it.
But that's amazing that you know that. I know there's a few up here in Volusia County as well, which is
Volusia and Brevard, they have some nice.
Absolutely.
Brevard is
but I was going to say,
fair.
backtracking slightly just for a moment to make a point. Yeah, no, because even Steve, you admitted earlier when you asked, your daughter if she wanted to go to like a corn maze and shit like that, she said no. It's just straight up. And then furthermore, she thinks that it's fun to go trunk or treating with her kid.
He's
we did it.
He's too civilized. He's too acclimated to this
But
comfortable air
She's too
conditioned
suburbanized.
I think
better terms.
Convenient society.
I think that's also showing kind of a difference in kind of neighborhood attitudes, though, because if you go into these older, more well-established neighborhoods, they have the community where all the kids come out and they still go door to door and everything like that. And then you get to some of these new communities and nobody wants a fucking thing to do with their other neighbors. So everybody stays the fuck into their own houses and then no kids go door to door and whatnot.
There's a lot of socialness in the neighborhoods these days,
I remember like how my sister met her best friend was we had our neighborhood was older and it took forever for this like one particular plot of land to finally get sold across the street from us. When it finally did sell and the house was constructed, my sister and me, we watched the whole house get constructed. And then the day the family moved in, me and my sister, we busted ass across the street to go introduce ourselves and be like, hey, do you have any kids our age? And sure enough, yeah. And that is how my sister met her best friend. Like, and I here's the crazy story is like the really, really funny part about it is they shared the same first name. So, yeah.
My best friend from Mississippi shares the same as mine. So I don't know, I think that's kind of cool.
But, you know, and nowadays, like, I feel like in some of these newer neighborhoods and whatnot, you don't really get that anymore. You don't get the kid who busts across the street and goes and knocks on the random person's door and be like, "Hey, you got a kid? You got a kid my age?
Yeah.
Like this way we can hang out." Like, no, that time is done and over with.
Nobody rides a bike over to their friend's house to see what they're doing anymore.
Oh God, I used to ride
anymore.
Blocks.
No, now you text first.
You know what did me good? What did me real good the other day? I looked over and saw my neighbors having a beer in one of their backyards. I heard them laughing about something, so I was genuinely curious. So I looked over the fence and saw them over there. So I stopped by to say hello and whatnot. And when I walked back there, they invited me in, and I see both their kids, which are in similar age groups. I didn't think they would get along initially. Mm-hmm. Their kids were playing together in the one guy's backyard. That made my heart soar to see that. Because, again, you don't see that anymore. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a little hope for this next generation.
I mean, here's the thing. And this relates back to a topic that we've discussed multiple times. But the McDonald's fucking playground.
God.
You could go like a fucking animal in there. But yet, 9 times out of 10, you'd sit there and find some other random fucking kid in there, and you'd be like, "We're gonna play. We're gonna be best friends right now." And the kid'd be like, "Yeah, we're gonna play. We're gonna be best friends."
Yup.
And like, boom.
Straight up, dude. What the hell happened to that? That's the kind of,
it's that death. It's not just death of third. It's not just death of third places for adults. It's death of third places for kids too. And Halloween is one of those that I think is suffering because of it. You know, I remember one time when we were out on a trick or treat, we sat there and I found I found that there was this like huge bike ramp that had been built by a set of kids and whatnot. And I sat there and I met them all.
Evil Knievel ramps.
Yeah.
God damn. You still see those around this neighborhood sometimes.
But like I sat there and I asked them on that Halloween, "Hey, can I come back like tomorrow on my bike and like ride on that?" And they're like, "Hell yeah, come on out. We'll all ride on it," and stuff like that. And like, just random fucking up to no good trouble of kids. So it was fun as shit.
You need to go in on a fucking harebrained fucking we're getting too old for this world venture together. We need to open a fucking arcade together.
But the I just, to me, Halloween used to be a really special season, really special holiday, and I used to really go all in on it, and I used to have a lot of fun. And nowadays, I don't know, the magic of it just isn't there for me anymore. I don't want to interact with it too much anymore, which I don't know, good thing, bad thing.
Yeah,
but
man, just drink some mushroom tea and carve yourself a pumpkin. The magic will come back.
Well, well, I was gonna say on a total anecdote and on a slightly different tangent, but I mean, look at the the winter holiday season. Look at the Christmas season. Look, it's so vastly different now from what it has been the past decade, right? And and for the better, on a total separate direction from the whole Halloween shtick, which I think things are getting worse. With Christmas, it's almost like things are healing. Things are getting better. Within the past decade, right? It's been all about Thanksgiving, sometimes Thanksgiving evening, right? The Black Friday nonsense, the shenanigans with people bowling each other over for stuff.
Holidays are what they were. They are the memories they are because of family traditions and memories created.
Yes, but that's just it. Is coming from a retail background, things are calming down on the retail side of things, which is beautiful to see.
Because of Amazon.
Yeah, and again, it makes it so much easier so people aren't losing their flippin' minds over TVs. You know what I mean?
Right.
The thing is that I have noticed that the general winter season is definitely healing, and my first indication of that this was probably I want to say sometime around 2022 was when I noticed for the first time that there was more than like one or two winter villages finally set up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's nice. And it seems to be since around about 2022, it really seems like winter villages and, sleigh rides and things like that are coming back. And I think that's really cool. But one of the biggest...
I didn't think it went away. I thought that was just not common in the fucking South because you can't enjoy the winter the same way down here.
But
yeah, but that's neither here nor there. I see his point though. It's that they had been kind of dying off, and then now they're making a comeback all of a sudden.
Yeah, and one of the biggest
town I grew up in, they did all out for Christmas, dude. They did like fucking horse and buggy rides through the fucking. We had brick paved streets. The fucking buildings in the town were going on 200 years old. It was a fucking old town. But they had a live Christmas tree in the town square for what it was, because the town square had a decommissioned railroad station that was basically a tourist brochure stop to find out what to do around there. But there was a hell of a big street event for like 2 weeks running before Christmas. All the restaurants were bumping. They'd have people walking down the street all dressed up, playing fucking violins and drums and shit. And
so what
that
were you
town
saying,
was
Steve?
old-timey.
It's just one of those things of it was nice seeing the winter villages and stuff come back, because one of the big things I noticed is that people stopped going less to things like the Gaylord Palms' Ice Village and things like that.
That's fun, by the way.
It is
For those
fun.
of you who haven't experienced it,
They do one of those walk-through ice sculpture things there?
It's crazy,
Yeah.
but
Cool.
I noticed people started doing less of things like that and started going more to like community events and whatnot. One of the things that I really liked was for last year's Christmas tree lighting in downtown Chicago, I think that is the most packed I have ever seen for the Christmas tree lighting. And, because for a while there, it really wasn't that packed. But last year, it was slammed. And I mean, I will say this, we had a phenomenal Christmas tree in downtown Chicago last year. And this year, they're talking about sitting there and making an even bigger event and whatnot. And like people are already sitting there being like, yeah, we want to go. We want to go see. We want to go do, and we can't wait for it to happen. And it's these slow healings of the holiday seasons that you're seeing. But I think it's very painful because I don't know what it is, but something about Halloween just seems to be. I don't know if it's dying necessarily, but I think it's because there's no third places anymore. There's no places for kids to go and really do the holiday thing or do the Halloween thing. And most neighborhoods don't come together and make it a fun event for kids anymore. And
it could be our fault. It could be our fault. The millennials are now adults now, and a lot of them don't want to set candy out anymore.
Here's another thing is what I'm thinking is the nuclear family isn't really a thing anymore. A lot of people that would have had kids in their fucking mid-20s are in their mid-30s and don't have kids now. So they're not in that phase in their life where they're entertaining kids and making holidays special for them.
Yes.
Oh, and I think
i.e. they don't have a motivation to participate in the holiday anymore.
That's true.
We're past the Halloween party days.
It's a cultural stick,
Yeah.
Well,
and I mean, society just really...
One thing that really pisses me off on that subject is how many millennials that still see themselves as kids and act upon it. And it's just, it's obnoxious to me. It's like, you're 30 flipping years old. Grow the hell up.
I see part of that, but I don't necessarily see it totally either on that either. I also see it as some of them just can't afford it anymore. The
financial means to sustain a fucking family doesn't exist anymore. If you can afford to have one kid, you're fucking lucky.
Yeah, I mean the medium income, and this is the median income of the
$74,000, right?
No, 28,000.
I heard the American median family income nowadays was 74.
No. That's
and it's nowhere.
That's the average.
27 was the poverty line over a decade ago. So I know your numbers are off.
No. You're thinking
that was the poverty line over 10 years ago.
No. You're thinking of the average, not the median. The median
the median isn't the fucking poverty line because those are two completely different fucking numbers.
I thought median and average is the same thing.
No, they're different. So
okay.
Yeah, so the median is actually 28,000. The poverty line is 27. You're not wrong. So it shows you how broke.
So the median family income has literally dropped to $1,000 over the poverty line, which that has got to be a historical fucking precedent. Honestly,
it is.
That's because certain people have diminished.
That's because
the entirety
fucking money
of
keeps
the
getting printed, and there's nothing to back it.
You know, the bottom of the pot.
Yeah,
money keeps getting printed, and there's no backing for it.
But regardless of all that,
and giant investment firms own 90% of all the world's assets now.
But also it's, you know, not only are they
a Halloween episode, not a financial political episode.
Yeah, but not only
it's
are
all
they,
related.
Not only are they broke, the family units just don't work out anymore.
When people did we start talking about Winnie the Pooh.
People don't want to date anymore, and I have to sit there and say some of my best hookups ever happened at Halloween parties. When was the last time you walked into? When was the last time?
Holiday parties, people lose their inhibitions and let their weird out a lot more.
When was the last time you walked by a house at night on a Halloween, heard that shit bumping, and you were like, "Yeah, there's a fucking rager of a Halloween party going on in there." Nope, you don't really hear it anymore because it doesn't fucking happen. Everybody's too busy sitting there at home,
twiddling their thumbs, shoving it up their ass.
Yep. Quick dopamine hit, better than human interaction, man.
I was talking to one of my younger employees a while ago, and I asked them, I was like, "So what are you going to do on Halloween? What are you and your friends are going to do?" And they're like, "Oh, we're all going to just hang out online and, you know, just chill.
Not go to a party. Not
sounds like something I'm gonna do.
Not sacrifice a goat. Just we're gonna hang out online like any other night of the week."
How the fuck do you get to sacrifice a goat?
I mean, bro, they're either gonna egg a house or sacrifice a goat. There's a fine borderline between mischief and heathenism.
Don't do that.
Just saying.
How about celebrate the goat, and the goat can be a friend, and then you guys can all
better than trying to reenact Pet Cemetery.
I heard you were going to go bury that cat up in that hill up there.
I was going to say something up until that point.
I don't know.
What's up?
Something about goats.
I'm just saying, I mean, talking shit and being weird, but also kind of on a real note, you couldn't go one Halloween without hearing 20 fucked up news stories about shit that went down on Halloween back in the day.
Well,
the aftermath of Halloween in the news was always the shit.
Well, I mean, okay. So there was always the thing back in the 80s where they were like, you know, oh, there could be razor blades and candy. By the way, that never happened. Also, nobody ever handed out free drugs either on Halloween. But
but it was a cool thing to be fucking scared of.
Yeah, but like the other thing is sitting there and reading your local newspapers after action report of how many people they arrested because 4 people dressed in ghost costumes were arrested while driving down the highway, you know, car surfing, and you're like, fuck yeah, that sounded like a ranger.
Or the pranks where you hear, oh, this whole school got painted or fucking egged or TP'd or... there was always massive scale fucking pranks.
So my first clue as to the direction in which, you know, society has gone down, was going to go down the hill as it inevitably did, when it comes to people being addicted to their instant gratifications on their phones, right? Was 2011. My older sister, you know, got married in 2011. At the wedding party, you know, preemptively, where they were planning everything out, how it's going to go down. The whole bridal party was there. All the groomsmen were there, and then both sides of the family were there, meeting for the very first time. It was beautiful. You know, I myself, yes, I had an iPhone, but I wasn't on it the entire time. But that's not important. My point is, my immediate family were directly engaging with the groom's family, and everyone else that was there, the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, and my sister and her husband, were sitting there like this the entire time. The entire time. All the noise in the room in the long table that we were sitting at was emanating from my family and the groom's family. My mother being, you know, the woman that she is, and some of you will know what I mean by that. She stands up, pissed off, rightfully so, and goes, couldn't we have done this over a flippin' email? And everyone stops, puts the phones down on the table, and jaws open wide, like... Did she
Hell yeah, let's go.
That would be a Skype. We could arrange that. It would have a lot fucking cheaper.
That's what it was, over Skype. Yeah, that's what it was.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's like...
Yeah.
We're having an in-person party. What the hell are you idiots doing?
But that was my first clue.
And again, at the age of 18 at the time, I'm sitting there going,
Mother!
I agreed with her. I'm sitting there seeing all this shit go on. I'm like,
bullshit.
This doesn't make sense. Like, what even is the point of having a get-together if everyone's down here texting across the table from each other? And they were. Maybe
they're talking shit. Maybe they were talking shit. Like, oh, look at that person.
You could use the same logic at any night out on the town with your friends or at any party. Obviously, a wedding or a holiday event is a lot more special of a memory you might want to be present for. But if 90% of the fucking room is on their phone at any given social gathering, it's fair to ask the whole room, am I wasting my fucking time and money? Because it seems like you'd all rather be somewhere else.
Well,
get fucking going. Don't let me inconvenience you.
My whole thing is like, look at the other places that have sat there and evolved themselves and made Halloween something special. There is that rager of a Halloween party that is thrown in downtown Seoul out there in South Korea. And it is huge. It is massive. They build it up. It is broadcasted on TV. They have live concerts. I mean, the thing is you don't pay to get in there. You just go. And people show up in costumes.
I'd like to go to South Korea.
Everyone involved, yeah.
Yeah,
and South Korea is really pretty.
But the thing is like, and then, you know, the next day you can't even tell that the party was thrown because everything's all nice and picked up and whatnot. But the point is like, the thing is like, it is a massive community event. They're like, hey, come on out here. Come have some fun. You know, we got concerts, we got candy, we've got food stalls, you know, and whatnot. And like, you see people from like all ages, all age groups, you know, just everybody out there just having a blast.
I love that.
And I'm just
Community.
like, holy shit, that is incredible. And like, you know, I would love it if like downtown Chicago was like, come out here and sit here and come do this massive Halloween party or whatnot. But no, they'd rather put emphasis on the whole Oktoberfest that's going on downtown right now. And like, okay, yeah, sure, come down there and get in a beer tent all day. Not that I'm knocking on Oktoberfest, but it's like,
no,
literally,
it's amazing, but it's a totally separate thing.
Yeah, we've got Halloween this week, you know? Like, shouldn't we be doing something for Halloween? Like, you know,
like Oktoberfest is a little closer to a traditional fucking, you know, fall festival than Halloween itself.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's two different things.
I mean, Oktoberfest is for a fucking town that makes their own beer and grows their own grain.
Here's
if we want to finish on a brief
harvest festival than Halloween itself.
Well, hang on, I got one more thing. All right, I got one more thing.
As do I. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah. But here's
you're on a tight time frame. We're running out of time, man. You only one more thing.
Oh hush. Shut up. The thing is like, in your downtown areas where the skyscrapers are, when was the last time you saw them put a jack-o'-lantern face onto the biggest skyscraper?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen it on the Sears Tower in a hot minute. I haven't seen it, you know, on any, like, I remember back in the day there in New York, they made a big deal about doing it on the side of the Chrysler Building and on the side of the Empire State Building. Haven't seen that in a hot minute.
No.
Like,
What happened?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Ghost.
Oh, on that last note, yeah, no, I mean, so my family was fairly religious, and you know, eventually started out, fans of Halloween, but over time, you know, bought into the whole thing of, you know, it's an evil holiday, fine, whatever. But one of my fondest memories ever, you know, Halloween wise, my parents went on an anniversary trip. They went to Catalina Island out in California. And so my babushka came to, you know, babysit me for a few days and my older sister. And her knowing that, we didn't really do Halloween, decided we were going to decorate the house for Halloween. Aww. So we did. She, at the ripe age of 5, I think I was, she, you know, had me help her make Halloween ghosts. One of the many reasons I go by ghost was because of a memory like this. She had me take toilet papers, you know, strips, and put cotton balls, and then take a little Sharpie and draw eyes and a mouth, and string them up in the windows. And we took white plastic, you know, garbage bags, same thing, Sharpied eyes and faces on the bags, and hung those in the tree out front. And it was the most fun I had ever had, and that memory always stuck with me.
That's adorable.
Another reason.
Put in our tree?
Let's be real. Halloween, it doesn't have deep roots. It evolves and it changes every generation, if not faster than every generation.
Yeah.
But Halloween's origins were that of old Celtics and Germanics celebrating a harvest season. One last harvest, pre-winter fucking celebration. It was rooted in a lot of older ways, necessities, behaviors of life, how we fed ourselves, how we kept time, how we used our day. And the other half of it was spiritual and superstitious. But let's be honest, even when it came over here in the early days of America, it was a little bit of this culture, a little bit of that culture, a little bit of this culture, all viewed it kind of differently. You know, there was no hard tie-in to spiritual significance. It was several cultures. I won't even go as far as say many cultures, because it really has to do about where you live in relation to the equator and how your seasons are working more than anything. That's why a lot of Central Europeans had that in common. Similar climate region, right? Similar time of year, similar fucking weather phenomenons, days about the same length. If you trace it back to just a few hundred years before America, it was similar but slightly different to everybody. But we can all agree that most cultures across the world did have a last harvest of the year sort of festival. And that there is no spirituality. There is no need to have a harvest festival because there is no resource shortage in the winter from growing shit in different climate zones and growing shit indoors year round. And there is no huge spiritual significance tying it all together. Halloween is been loosely dissolving. It's been evolving and changing. And because it has
you brought up an interesting
anchor,
topic.
Huh?
You brought up an interesting topic, and that's just it. Is look at Dia de los Muertos, which is I think it's in May. Is that right?
I think because it doesn't have a centralized anchor.
Well, it does. It really doesn't, because I was also going to say, look at the Celts of ancient England. They celebrate wassail, to go a wassailing, right? Same thing, just like trick or treating. You go door to door with a wooden rod, and you beat trees to knock the spirits awake, and you go door to door asking for, I think.
Ironically, that is one. You said spiritually. I just don't want to let that go.
Yeah.
That is one commonality across different cultures from different regions in different points in history.
Yeah.
A lot of them agreed that it is when the veil is thinnest between the world of the living and the dead, that it was a time to talk to ancestors or other various spirits, that it had a significance to those on the other side.
Yes.
Which is ironic. I don't know if ironic is right, but definitely fucking strange to me. That cultures that didn't really have correspondence on what the holiday was about, other than it was fall and it was the last harvest of the year in a lot of regions.
Yeah.
Weather and geography dictate we're going to have that in common. It's the last harvest for a lot of people. But why did so many people at completely different places and points in time also feel like it was when the veil between the living and the dead was the thinnest and when it was a good time to communicate with them?
Well, now that I think about it, like Dia de los Muertos, for instance, I don't know if this is for sure, just me making shit up as I go, and it just clicked in my head. What if that's just the end of the harvest season for those in the the southwestern
I get that, region. But where was their time? At what point did the Celts in the north? So it's like a massive triangle of.
I know. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I agree. That's
at what point could have they communicated and agreed on the fact that it's
exactly
time to celebrate the dead and talk to the ancestors? I mean, they couldn't have met. The time and the distance didn't really make it possible for crossover, bleed over of one another's cultures.
Fascinating.
That is an ironic thing there. That
I mean,
people divided by time and distance could see that unusual, significant, common tie-in across their celebrations.
A lot of the Halloween traditions and everything like that were taken from Celtic traditions and different things, and I had a friend out in Australia one time sit there and complain. This was many years ago. Complain about the American invasion of Halloween upon Australia. They're like, we don't do this trick-or-treating bullshit out here and whatnot. They're like, I can't believe this is coming out here to Australia, mate. And it was just one of those things of, but now, like, talking to that same friend here a couple of days ago, they're like, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the trick-or-treaters and everything like that. And I sat there and I was like, if you would have heard yourself 10 years ago, you were bitching about it. But now it means something to you. And I was like, and that struck me because I was like, they have it now, and it's slowly being taken from us. And it's not that you know, it's not that somebody's, you know, political thing is killing it or whatnot. It just feels like it's dying, and it's just, you know,
again, seasonal significance.
Yeah.
Is conquered by modern technology and convenience.
Well, and
then cultural and spiritual shit, it only lasts as much as we enforce it and pass it down. There isn't anything keeping these holidays alive other than us trying to fucking create a tradition in the next generation and give them a reason to carry it on and hype it up.
That's what I was about to say.
Any other
something I'm noticing.
There's no reason for the holiday to exist anymore.
Something I'm noticing in this newest generation, in my line of work anyway, right? Obviously, you know, I sell guns. I work on them, things like that. A lot of the Gen Z, you know, kids that are coming in, you know, trying legally to buy firearms, things like that.
Yeah, for folks who aren't aware, the average age of the Gen Zer is now 21 to 25. Let that one hit you.
If you didn't feel old enough. Yeah. No, what I was getting at, though, is a lot of them are actually looking or interested in revolvers and older firearms, which we've never seen before from a younger generation like that. Something about that is almost telling me this newest generation of young adults is almost looking for the archaic ways of doing things.
A small part of them is interested in their roots.
Yeah, exactly. And that's beautiful to me.
It's fucking inspiring.
Yeah, it really is. And
I have one brief request out of us for this year's thing, for this year's upcoming Thanksgiving episode. And if you would be so inclined as to humor me on this, but I would for this year's Thanksgiving, I would like to sit there and for us to set aside, not on the actual Thanksgiving day because it's going to be fucking pandemonium.
We want to do a Friendsgiving.
Yeah, let's do a live streamed between all of us Friendsgiving, where we can invite all of our viewing communities, from Ducky's to mine to those of the podcast to Ghost's insane frigging gaming community, and let's all get together and give people a place to go for this Thanksgiving. While we can't give anybody anything for Halloween because it's not exactly as if you can go virtual trick or treating. Because I'm not going to sit here and be like, here's a piece of candy to the camera. Like, no. Because that just looks fucking creepy.
Eat it!
If you
and gimmicky.
Listen. If you ever watched SCTV back in the day, one of the big things out of SCTV is they did this whole thing where it was like the cheapest 3D effect, and it was just them going, All right, anyways. But the thing is people need places to go. People need things to do. Yeah. And I would just like you guys to consider this. Is sitting there...
The one time that I actually agree with the whole topic of inclusivity. Yes, absolutely.
Like, let's sit here and give our viewers, our listeners, and those in our irrespective communities, let's give them something to look forward to this Thanksgiving. And
take me to a place in my memory where I was... Go ahead.
Let's give them some place to go. I don't know if you like this idea. I don't know if you approve of this idea. I don't know. Ducky, I know your community is significantly larger than mine. So I know it's significantly larger than our podcasts. So, but like, you know, Ghost, I know your server is frigging huge. Is like
Steve's over here pandering to all the viewers.
I'll put the word out.
All the creepy eyes.
I have a bunch of guys I know are going to be there. So,
but once we have a date settled and everything like that, I would really love to just bring everybody in, give everybody someplace to go, and live stream it, and make people feel like they have a sense of community, a third place, if you will, even if it's not a real fucking place, but that where we can sit here, we can make food. We can enjoy good laughs, and sit there and really like.
I'm here for it. I'll stream all fucking day.
I will
That'd be
fucking
fun.
put the stream on my phone while I'm cooking.
You know, and that's
we could do that.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun.
And if we reach fucking, 500,000 viewers in that one episode, we'll pull a Mr. Beast and buy some people turkeys.
That'd be cute.
But I think it's just because
maybe we could set up the Patreon that way. Be like, hey, if you want to donate a turkey to a misfortunate family, hey, donate $50.
We have a small viewer base, but I think that some of them would be totally down to participate in that, and I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But we would probably need to do that and put out the PSA and email contact for such a thing like a month before the event.
Well, that's why I'm putting out the. That's why I'm kind of putting it out now.
Corner. We could always just donate to them, and they'll hand them out because they do those turkey drives.
I got a local food pantry up there next to Toyota Grocery, and I would like to, if I could facilitate something, I would bring whatever food I could get to actually facilitate donate right through there.
There is an awesome community place that I sit there and I donate and I help out and I assist my time to up here called Northwest Compass. They're an awesome organization. They help house the homeless. They work with veterans on helping them get their getting jobs and whatnot. Absolutely awesome organization. But I think the most important thing though is maybe this year not going so much crazy with like donos and whatnot, but just giving some place where people can go and like have conversations and whatnot. And I don't know, maybe we'll get crazy our crazy Uncle WTFskittle in here, and Raheem and a whole bunch of other folks, and maybe we'll get the whole gang.
If we can do it a week before Thanksgiving, I could drag my best friend away from his family because I feel obligated to do that because I can remember Friendsgiving long before you reminded me of it, and that was a bunch of us delinquents not being on good terms with everyone in our family, or maybe begrudgingly going to the Thanksgiving get-together with family we didn't get along with.
Well,
the highlight of the whole day, we were all depressed, we were all burnt out, miserable.
Uncle Bird in here.
And we would meet up.
Where we made the squid. It was turkey stuffed squid.
We made Turkulu or something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Am I gonna have to sit here? And
it was interesting.
Should I make if we wind up doing this Thanksgiving?
Not as cool as that. I didn't have a Cthulhu turkey.
If we wind up sitting here doing the Thanksgiving live stream, should I sit here and should I make a turducken live on stream?
Dude, fuck you! I'll kill you. No, I've always wanted to make a turducken.
Nobody wants to see that.
I love turduckens.
And you mail me a turducken.
So
FedEx get some turducken on my table.
It is.
You can't make turducken in front of me without me tasting it.
It is a chicken stuffed inside a duck, stuffed inside a turkey. It is amazing.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
It's man playing God at the highest fucking level. And I love it. I need to taste it.
What Bird, Ducky, and I did one Friendsgiving together. I made a what we called Turkulu. I took squid.
I used squid. Savage, you used squid.
Oh, it was so good.
It had
Believe it or not,
coming out of the
yeah,
turkey.
I designed it in such a way
looking.
it looked good. It was pretty looking.
It was alright. It was a little weird.
No. Hear me out. It was pretty looking and it was tasty. The next day, it turned.
Okay, that's because it
was
tasted
bad.
like
it
was alright to eat.
It looked like
good when it was
fried
fresh.
Davy Jones head.
It was very good when it was fresh. Yeah, it just the next day it turned. It smelled rancid, so we had to throw that out.
Bolted squid onto a fucking chicken and thought.
I'm lucky I didn't use
that thing.
I didn't use a full turkey. I used a chicken, so I saved a little bit of room there, which was
I'd
smart
love to
on
see
my
this
part.
thing. Ooh.
I have pictures. I'll send them to you.
I'd love to. I bet it's a piece of art, but that just sounds vile.
Oh, it was good. Believe it or not, it was actually really, really good when it was fresh.
That's the difference between your palate and mine. Anything that involves a squid is fucking straight garbage.
It's
That's
okay.
how you
have
cook
to try
it's how you
something
cook
before
it.
you say
No,
it's
I'll
bad.
never have to try it again. I know
No,
it
it's
tastes
all
like
about how you
I know
prepare
it
it.
tastes
Okay.
like deep fried fucking tire with ocean stank on it.
No. You probably had squid head, not the tentacle. The tentacles are the really
tentacles.
tender stuff.
I've
that's
never
really
known
good.
any lunatic to cook a squid's head. Maybe some crazy
Calamari?
Japanese
Have you had
bandit.
calamari?
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh,
Fried
That's good.
calamari?
Yeah, a lot,
Oh,
of
you
my
hate
fellow, a lot of my fellow Guidos love calamari. I think they're out of their goddamn minds.
What's a Guido?
Dumb
Teeth,
fucking
apparently.
guinea.
The Italians. So,
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
well, I think on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap things up for this episode.
Not all of my people were made the same. That's all I'm saying. And them squid-eating fucking savages.
Come on, guys, stop the racisms.
Am I not allowed to say WAP on camera?
Oh, jeez. All right. So,
What's next?
It's funny because it's me.
What, you gonna call me a Pollock now? Come on, dude.
oh, God.
Pronounced Pollock.
All right. So, Jesus Christ.
Go get your fucking potato-eating ass out of my sight.
Listen, don't bring the Jew out. I'll sit here and I'll make everybody regret their taxes. All right? Anyways. Okay.
Other than your fucking gefilte fish, I will give some good
Don't
credence
you
to
knock
most
gefilte
of
fish.
the food.
Boiled fish is a tradition that is beyond knowledge of man.
Yeah,
Better
dude,
than
and
fermented
It's
clearly
nasty
haven't
as
had
fuck,
his
but you'll still eat it.
His latkes are to die for.
You're damn straight. Some potato latkes and follow that up with some good challah and you'll be good. All right, anyway.
I'm just saying, if I was stuck in a fucking warehouse with one candle and one fucking loaf of
Oh,
stale crackers,
no.
I'd eat your goddamn arm first.
Lord. Okay.
Don't you have some strombolis to make?
Hey, don't diss the stromboli. Stromboli's hard to fucking make, man. A lot of goddamn work.
Oh, God.
All right. Anyways,
Oh.
So, thank you for everybody for tuning in, of course. If you liked this episode,
Thanks, guys.
hit the like button, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell. Hey, did you know that YouTube now lets you define what you want to be notified? You can either get notified for every episode, you can get notified for some. It's all up to you, but just ring that notification bell. Also, did you know that we have a Patreon? So, I know, holy hell. Hey, what do you think is in some of that Patreon? Ghost.
Well, if you can imagine the stuff we got away with saying here, just let your imagination go buck wild when you think about Patreon.
No idea.
Thanks, Ghost.
So,
Wait, who's Ghost? Fuck.
Yes, we're not corporate shills. Please give us money.
yes.
We all have really shitty day jobs. Well,
Anyways, it's only
suggest-
$5.
yourself.
this guy likes the job finally. I'm happy for him.
It's only $5 a month. It's not that much. You get exclusive content, of course, and everything like that. Actually, right after this episode, we're recording our exclusive content for Patreon. It might make its way over to YouTube just to give you guys some inspiration to come and join our Patreon. We don't really know yet, but we do know that we're going to knock out our Patreon exclusive. It always happens right after the episode, folks. You got to stick around for these things, really.
If you ever wondered what I look
great
like
fun
while I'm in a
times.
swimming pool,
Yeah.
come over there and be as sadly disappointed as I was.
Yippee.
Anyways,
Yipper.
I
from
heard you got pink eye.
anyways, from myself, WTFAnimeINC, Steve, Ladyducky, KriticalSkeptic, and Ghost. We sit there and we hope you have enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.